And you already know top of the top, and it won't stop. Can you dig it? So look, I spoke on this briefly on a couple of other posts, but I really need to drive the point home in terms of the mentality that we're dealing with in regards to Gen Y and Gen Z. Okay. Now, I know y'all thinking, oh, here we go beating us up again. It's not that. It's basically an observation. If the shoe fits, wear it. If it don't, hey, drink and eat merrily. So, you're seeing a high influx of turnovers, people that are not doing so well in terms of performance, very lackluster, low inspiration, and I'm seeing a lot of posts of Gen Z and Gen Y, basically saying, we're tired, we're woo, we wham, we cry all day. What it is that they don't have the fortitude like Gen X and previous generations. See, Gen X and quote-unquote boomers, as y'all like to call them, came from a different background. They have more challenges as time goes on. You guys are crippled by technology. Okay, we had to learn how to read a map. There are people that can't even read a regular clock with hands. Can you imagine that? So I'm even hearing that they're scrapping cursive writing in school. I mean, it's so many different things that we're looking at here in terms. You got to look at the grand scale of it. So you got to think, you're looking at previous generations that came out of either the Great Depression, World War I, World War II, so it's like, man, what do you expect? And then I haven't even mentioned the Vietnam era. I come out of the Vietnam era. So you got to think the course of events that was happening in those times was shaping the youth. Okay, Jim Crow, etc. And I know people like to say, today, oh, racism. It's always going to be here. It was here before I got here, until God turns this funky world around, and get everybody on his program. It's going to take some time. It may not be in my lifetime. It may be hopefully in the future, in the kids after this, their lifetime. If I'm not, we're not here. But what goes up must come down. Okay, so it can't be forever. All right, but not to get off into that. You got to understand, they're coming. Gen Y and Gen Z are coming from a place of entitlement, so they don't have the drive and the get-go, to really perform at a high level. For them, it's about just existing. And life isn't about just existing. It's about making a difference. And with Gen Y and Gen Z, they have no spunk. They have no fire, no ambition. For us, we were always looking, and I'm talking about Gen X, as they would like to call us. We got five to this. Here's the thing. I'm going to outperform you because that's just in me, right? Today, men are just, they got these bellies. They don't work out. They don't take care of themselves. So you got to look at where they're at in terms of presentation. They just want to smoke ganja and hookah and vibe out all day. Remember that PM Dawn song? That's them all day. That's all they want to do, And we like the clips, grinding, boom, 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 boom. That's us. We paid in full. Eric B. and Rakim, baby, run that money. That's my era, So now you got the, whimsical, lackadaisical era. So it's that's what you're working with. So I got to put it in perspective in terms in a musical standpoint, that's pretty much a general breakdown between Gen X, Y, and Z, okay? And that's what you're working with, and that's what you're dealing with. And again, shout out to the millennials and Gen Z that's on their grind and that had a good leadership to teach them the right way. And don't get mad, get better. All right.